Oh my gosh, I finished that video and I intended to come in and talk about something that was about relationships, things you could work on, things you can notice, because that's what everybody needs to do is start looking at their relationships and their own behaviors with a new light so that they can heal themselves and notice the things that they do that is just automatic responses. I was talking to my daughter yesterday, and she was talking about this was kind of weird because it was kind of like this synchronicity, but she was this is one of my daughters, the oldest one, and she had just moved. Like, there's so much weird stuff going on with people. It's so crazy because you can see like the magic happening. But so she moved to another city and she hates it. It's horrible and she's miserable, and she started this new job and she hated it and she was miserable, and she's pregnant and there's like all sorts of things going on. So she just up and quit yesterday, and I was like, good, this is what everybody has got to start doing. I want more for myself. She's like, I don't want to be in here just being miserable, crying every day, making them money, and I can't even get ahead. And it's like, yeah, that's what has to happen with everybody. Everybody has to have these realizations. And so, she was feeling really good, but I knew because, immediately I could hear what she was doing in her head. Like, it wasn't she was telling me, I just knew. And so I knew she would start attacking herself. Like, oh great, now how are you going to pay your bills? Like, you're so selfish, you only think of yourself. Like, we will just get completely attacked, where a lot of times we think it's just ourselves because we do have these programs that run, but we also pull in energy that is there beating us down, and we don't realize it because we think that this is a three-dimensional world and we're just here living this three-dimensional world. We don't realize there's a whole thing going on all around us. So she was, when she told me, I was like, that's so good. No matter what negativity comes in, just keep staying positive and know you're doing what's right for you, and keep focusing on what you want for your future. Don't focus on what you don't want. Don't focus on when, you're get these programs running, start beating you down, telling you, that you are worthless, that you make bad decisions and you're selfish and stuff. And so she said, that she was trying. It was already going, but she was trying. And I was saying, well, this is the whole thing, is so you can catch yourself. So the program starts running, you got to catch yourself so that you can grab hold of it and then stop it and say, no, I'm not going to run this program. I'm going to direct my thoughts, my emotions in another direction. I'm going to build myself up. I'm going to see the future I want. I'm going to focus on that, because see, when you take a step towards your self-reliant or what you want for your life or whatever, it is like an immediate attack. And I would say it's like a spiritual programming attack that immediately starts ridiculing you and putting you down for doing something for yourself, essentially. And so it is an immediate thing that starts happening that creates doubt, that it creates, what is that? It is like stress and anxiety and fear. Big one, fear. Now look what's going to happen. You're not going to have anything. You're going to just, you're going to be destroyed because you aren't going and working and stuff. And, and there's always other jobs, even though right now there's this whole weird thing, but this is temporary. All this stuff happening is temporary. And I can't even get my head wrapped around right now to talk too much about relationships. The weird thing is when I was talking to her, is I had just started a tarot reading. This one popped up. Like I said, I always am on YouTube. I'm always switching around. I'll switch to Spotify, switch to Pandora, switch back to YouTube. And if there is a message that is in a certain place, I'll watch it because I feel like it's a message to me. So this one had popped up, and I paused it, because my daughter messaged me. And so I'm having this conversation with her, you know, and I'm telling her just, you know, fight those automatic responses, be aware of them, treat them like they're people, treat them like they're hostile people talking to you, and tell them get the fuck out, shut the fuck up, and keep circling back. I think that's so funny how circle back, because keep circling back and take control of your emotions, because that is something that I know is the challenge, but it is something we're all supposed to be doing. Taking control of our destiny, what we want, and how we look at things. And when we make a stand, we take a step towards what we want, and then it's like you're flooded with doubt, flooded with insecurity. And you got to push past that. And then you got to act like the voices that are coming in, treat them like they are hostile beings that are attacking you. You know, and tell them to shut the fuck up and get the fuck out. And keep building yourself back up. Don't feed into the doubt, because that's what they want to do. That's what holds you back. The doubt, the fear. That's what keeps us restricted, so we don't step into our best possibility, our best timelines, our best aspect of self. You know, it keeps us in our limitations. And so anyways, I was explaining this, and she's like, well, I'm going to try. I'm trying. It's really hard. And I was like, you know, that's all you can do. And don't be hard on yourself. When you are catching yourself, don't be hard on yourself. Like you catch yourself, you know, spinning out on about something, just, you know, catch it, turn it around, circle back, change it, tell them to shut the fuck up, get them out of your head. And then don't be hard on yourself. Like that you're failing because you have to do that 100 times a day. Just keep doing it and keep doing it. It'll get easier and easier and easier. But you got to keep doing it, because you will be attacked as soon as you do something to empower yourself. And so we finished our conversation, you know, and I paused it. The woman was saying exactly what I was saying. I was like, what in the hell? Like the synchronicities was insane. She was saying exactly the stuff I said. I even sent it to my daughter. I was like, oh my God, I just unpaused this and listen to what she's saying. And she's like, that's weird. And so I sent her a link to the whole thing. I said, you got to go in and listen. She's saying all the stuff that we were just talking about. This is weird, like synchronistic. But it is true. And she was saying the same stuff. You have to catch the stuff. You have to keep creating what it is you want for yourself. And every time you take a step forward of empowerment, you're going to be hit back with this energy that is trying to stay alive, because it's desperate to stay alive. And like this morning, all of the TikToks, it's mental. I mean, people are really freaking out about what Joe did last night. And I didn't watch it. I just keep seeing clips. But when I very first saw the first one and I saw the red background, I thought somebody made that up. I didn't know that's what he really came out and did. This red background, like, it looks like he's the devil in hell, and he's up there, you know, preaching hate, saying that we're all the problem because we want freedom. We don't want tyranny. We want to live free lives. We want to do what we want to do. We don't want to be forced to have these. We want to grow our own food. We'll take care of ourselves. We don't need corporate food. We don't need government education. We don't need Rockefeller science. We're ready to take care of ourselves. And they don't want that, because, you know, they're losing their pay because they just siphon off of us. They're parasitic to us. We're the ones going out and working. We're the worker bees. And this queen bee is just sitting on their ass, you know, sniffing kids and shit, like whatever weird shit these people do. But people are very concerned right now. People are really freaking out. And I didn't watch it, so I don't know. I have seen, like I said earlier in the other video, I have seen the one group that is still just so whacked out on Cheetos that they don't even know how to function. It's like they cannot see what's real. They cannot, it's like they have no observation. I mean, what do they go to CNN or MSNBC and say, what's happening today? Tell me, please. It's like the programming and the the mind control. Like they just hand their minds over. Like they don't think for themselves. It's like weird. It's so fucking weird. But so there's still a huge group of them. I don't know how big it is. I know that the group of us who are awakened, even though there's so many people who haven't awoke to everything, that they are just, coming to. And so many just get stuck in government issues, like I've said before, that they don't go past that. Like, oh, there's so many people who do, and that's where you start getting all the stuff, flat earth, hidden history, aliens, the technology, the lies, how long it's gone on. Like, there's lots of that information out there that people are going in deeper. They aren't just getting stuck on the one thing, but so many people get woke up to this one part and they get super stuck. So there's a lot of tension in this whole thing right now. And there's a lot of tension. So you got the group who seriously think that the orange man is still the problem. That's still our problem in this world. And then we got, the FBI and stuff trying to make sure that these people stay on board. Oh, we've got to go break into his house. We got to take stuff that's his and pretend like it's a problem. It's like, oh my God. And all these people that have no insight, they just, I really don't understand how people are. I don't understand how some of these souls work. Like, I'm so weirded out. I get really weirded out by some of this stuff. Like, I swear to God, I really thought we were all like the same. I had no idea that there was people who were so dependent on figuring stuff out, so dependent on the news and the government. Like, I don't know, I'm weirded out, man. I'm so weirded out. But so you have these hateful bunch of people that are just as hateful as they ever were. And then you have this other group of people who are really, really now feeling the pressure. Like, like we're under attack. Like we're going into a civil war. And this lunkhead is the one who is trying to create it. And it's so crazy. He's just a fucking puppet. He's just doing it all. All the stuff he's doing is just so the puppet is doing what he's being told to get us in a weak position so that they can come in. That's the whole fucking thing. So they can march in and, put us in camps and, separate us from our heads. That's a big thing in their goals. And it's so crazy too, because I was talking to this one lady who's over here that I've talked about before, that we talk about like sharing what's going on with the environment around us. Like there's still so much smoke. I've been, I've called the cops now, it was 4 times, and I messaged the HOA, and she messaged the guy, the developer, who says, oh no, we're not burning, we're not doing anything, we're not even out there working. Well, somebody is. And then she said, well, he says maybe it's the fires in Canada. Well, that's funny. So after the fire chief came out the one day and the fires stopped, well, did he stop the fires in Canada? And then they just came back like a day later? And then they skipped a day and then came back a day later? Bullshit. If this smoke is from Canadian fires. It is coming from right back in there, and I don't know. And the noise is coming on, so is he saying that it's another builder back there in his development? Like, because he's in total denial. No, they weren't out there at 5:30 in the morning working. Well, I got videos of it, so there was definitely somebody over there working and having big trucks and slamming and stuff. So I feel frazzled. I just feel so burnt out. Like, I really feel intense. Like the energy there's got to be something happening today. It's weird. It's been weird since early this morning, and it just feels so weird. And then I go on TikTok and there's like full on panic. Like people are freaking out about, whatever he was saying last night really made people feel threatened. And people are really like, man, we're about to have a civil war here. Like, this is real. This is going to go down. I don't think it's a civil war. I mean, I don't know how many of these, anti-orange men are still out there. I see them. I see them still just as whacked out as they ever were, believing, no problem in this place is this guy. It's like, what in the motherfucking hell, weirdo reality are you resting your brain in? Because you're sure the hell not in the one that rest of us are in. Because there's one person who is wrecking everything, and he's got white hair, and he's eats ice cream, and he poops his pants, and he's happy when someone cleans him up. So I don't know. It's wacky. I can't even imagine that these people think having a leader who poops his pants and talks about it, and it's obviously dementia and is losing his, I mean, he falls all the time. I think I heard he even fell walking on the stage for his big announcement against all of us people who he says are the problem of the thing. It's like, no, you're the problem. You're the problem of this country. It's not us. So, I don't know. I'm really hoping that this is part of the big thing that's going to happen, because it definitely has a lot of people's attention. I can't imagine that the people on the other side, I mean, those aren't even people who they supposedly are anti, of these. They don't want those. So do they really want to have a civil war with all these people who are good at it? Are you kidding? Like, they just create these scenarios. I don't think just because these people hate the orange guy, I don't think, and they think that we're all crazy and whacked out on some sort of cult mentality, believing that this guy really created jobs and really had the economy in a better position, and everything was cheaper then, and everything was going, all of our money was going back into America and the farms and the vets and all that stuff. Like, like we just, I don't know, we were living in a weird world, I guess, where that stuff was happening and nobody else noticed. And then the other guy comes in and destroys everything, shuts everything down, raises the prices of shit. We have one storm after another, and there's still people who think like this is natural. Like, this is not natural. There is nothing going on in the skies that is natural. It is, they are creating the storms. They're putting chemicals. I'm so happy when I see so many people sharing sky stuff now, because people are paying attention, and they're showing and pointing out the patterns. Like, you can see in the clouds, the clouds, the smoke in the sky. You can see the ripples. You can see the movement of the frequency, and they keep pointing it out. And people keep getting sick, and people are going to continue dying because they're not even going against the real sickness. The real sickness is the toxins and the chemicals, and then they use the frequency, and it's all put together. And this stuff with the water, oh my gosh, it is, I think, on TikTok for mine, it is Joe Water, Joe Water, Joe Water, Sky, Joe Water, Sky, Joe Water, Sky. Every video. So, I don't know. I know that we just have to, I don't know. It is resilience. It's just to keep on keeping on, even on these days where it just feels like, oh my God, I just want out of this place so badly. God, I just want to be beamed up out of here. Like, oh my God, this place is so hard. It's so heavy. It's so hard to get through some of these days. So don't be hard on yourself on these days that are just, and everybody's going to feel it different. It depends on where you're at, depends on your chemicals, it depends on the energy around you. It depends on your community. Like, maybe I'm being hit hard because my community is zombie land. But, other people are being flooded out and losing everything, and are surrounded by people that are desperate and sad and feeling defeated. And, there's nothing that you can do. Like, you can tell people all day long, it's going to change. It's going to change. Like, I keep telling my daughter, don't stress. It's going to change. Something is going to change. I'm telling you, we're going to go in the other direction. When we go in the other direction, it's going to be better it all is dependent on the energy you're putting out, 100%. And, some of the people who I had said, like, I keep seeing like their stuff, and it seems like they're really pushing division, and they seem to be completely unaware of it. And now I'm seeing where people are calling them out and they're arguing with these people, but something will click in. It's like, yeah, you are. You are just creating division. And so much about with race and stuff. It's like, quit, quit, quit victimizing a certain group. We're all in the same problem. I mean, what does it take is the great equalizer? Like, and then you still want to talk about it? It depends on the color? What are you talking about? Does the fucking chemicals know what color you are? It's like, oh my gosh, I am. So, and that is that energy as far as I'm concerned. It is the energy, it's the turning of everything. And it's, I thought it was going to be like this big abrupt thing. And I still think there's going to be something abrupt that's going to be but I think this is kind of, it feels like to me is, when I talk about the wave, the energetic wave and it coming, which we still haven't gone over. We still haven't gone the other direction. We'll know when we go the other direction. But to me, it is like it's right up there, like it's about to go the other direction. And there's like all of this, what is that called? Like when water has like the spray out. So it's kind of like the spray out is happening that is showing people the direction that they're going. So maybe like they have an opportunity to do something different at the last minute. I'm not sure. But there definitely is people who think that they're putting out like this good information that's helpful, but it's very toxic. It's very divisive. It's not bringing us all together. It's not unifying us. It's not building community. Like I see some of these content creators go out and just start like cussing out some of these people. Like, how dare you sit there and tell me that I'm creating division and I'm talking about color? It's like, you are. Like, what? Like, oh my God. And these are people who consider themselves to be spiritual, who are out there, trying to guide people, but they are creating a lot of division. So, and maybe I am. I don't know. Maybe I am. I mean, it's going to be shown to me. There's no getting away from it. You're going to see your truth. The truth is coming in for everybody. And so no matter what you're putting out there, if you are blind to what it is, it's going to be revealed to you. And it is part of everything going the other direction. And the reason that it's going to be revealed to you is so you can heal the stuff that comes up. Because that is what is being purged from society, from all of us, is this toxic negative energy. And it only can survive in this deep, low vibration hell that we're all trying to exist in. But as things are raising, so as the people start healing and start raising the vibration, expecting more from one another, expecting more from their environment, then that is the ripple effect that goes out. So there is no getting away from the vibration raising. So as the vibration raises, then you have to see your truth so that you can heal whatever's coming in, because it's all being purged out. It's like going through, like what I'm seeing is kind of like, those little hairbrushes, and they have all those little holes and then the bristles would come up through them. I use a comb, so I don't know, I guess they would still have these, but it's a hairbrush and it has those, and I remember we could take those out, this little rubbery thing, and the bristles would stick through there. So if you thought you took all of those bristles out and you just had the little plastic thing with all the little holes, and then you took that energy and started pressing over it, that all of that stuff that is purging out through those holes is for you to heal, for you to release, for you to see. It's like the pus of the disease is coming through to the surface. It's purging out. It's going out, and it's like you have to heal that disease now. And the diseases are coming from within us. It's our own judgment. It's our own divisive nature. It's all been programmed into us. So it's those aspects of self that are trying to purge out in this changing of the ages. And don't forget, like, this is supposedly the first time this has ever been done. Usually in a reset, that it truly is like the stage is cleared. You know, this is a time when there's all these souls that are trying to go through this process, through the change, that are emotionally and trying to raise their vibration as this all goes. And it's draining. It's very draining because there's so much energy. There's energy coming from the sun. There's energy coming from all the people. There's energy coming from Joe, who distresses all of the whole thing. Like, so there's all of this stuff happening, and we're energetic beings, that we pick up on that, and it causes interference as we're trying to heal and stuff. So it is, you know, it truly is like a very complex, hard video game that we are doing. And it is a scary one, you know, it really is. Like, man, you don't know what's going to be waiting around the corner. Like, anything can happen. I mean, Joe could come on today and say, okay, well, we're done with these MAGA fools and we're going to just go in and arrest them. And, you know, those people who really don't like Cheetos are going to be like, hell yeah, they're the problem. It's like, okay, so when you arrest all of us and there's nobody left but y'all and this freakazoid demon puppet, then who are you going to blame? When are you going to start seeing the truth? Like, you know, I really don't care right now. Like, you're going to come in and take me out and separate me from my head, then I'm out of here. Like, this place is like, oh, it's so much, so draining. And some of these days are just like, oh my gosh, it feels like you're going through quicksand all day, like energetically, like you're just trying to lift up each leg, and it's just like so much work. So, you know, and I see people, it's so funny because I used to see this a long time ago when I was waking up. Like, it comes in like groups or something in this awakening, and I think it's picking up, but it seems like that there's groups, because now, you know, you have all these groups talking about ascension symptoms. Well, we were talking about ascension symptoms years ago. And so now they're all focused on ascension symptoms. I don't know what all this stuff is going on. I just know that stuff is happening to us and everything is changing. And the only way to survive this thing is take care of yourself. The only way to get to the new age is to heal your stuff and be aware and take care of yourself. And energetically, everybody is going through so much, and we're all going to be affected by that. So, you know, we are at a very turmoil time, and, you know, this is just heavy energy, that this is the part where we just have to power through. And if it is draining you, just take time to yourself and fucking call in sick. Who cares? Seriously, we bought into that game. We bought into this, like, oh, we're going to go work. We're going to get ahead. We're going to get what we want, you know, this American dream we all want, when it was all just, it was just a game. It was just a carrot to dangle in front of us to get us all to work hard. So it is nothing that you can attain in their game. You can't ever get the carrot. It just keeps moving. Carrot's always moving. And there's only a certain amount of carrots, and it's way less than how many people. And we're definitely headed to the point where there will be no jobs. It will be automated jobs. And, you know, I really, you know, I don't know what they really want to do, where they think that we would be getting money put into our accounts by them. Like, because this social credit thing, you know, and, well, the only way you can have your money is if you take your pills, you know. And they've even got that stuff coming out, like reminders. And if you don't take your pills, like, already people are being kicked out of doctor practices because they won't take their pills. Like, The shit is happening. It's really happening. It's really happening all around us. Depending on how much you pay attention, how aware you are of how much compassion and empathy you have for what other people go on and what they're going through. So it is all changing. It's all changing. So, if you're drained, don't fucking go to work. Take a day to yourself and take care of yourself. And, whatever that means to you. If it means to sleep all day, then sleep all day. Like, our sleep is being very disrupted right now. Everything is being disrupted, and it's all to keep us unsteady, to create anxiety, create depression, to create hopelessness and helplessness. That's where they like to keep us, hopeless and helpless, and just, trying to survive and willing to take out your neighbor to do so. So, I don't know how far, this is going to go. I don't think it's going to go to where we have tanks going down the streets, and I just can't imagine. I think that the people who hate Cheetos are going to really start noticing how outnumbered they are. Like, it's got to at some point. Like, I really can't imagine these people who are anti these are going to really go out and try and fight the people. It just doesn't make any logical sense to me. Like, what are they going to go out and fight with when they're anti these and they know, it just takes 1 second and you're gone, buddy. Bye-bye. So I think it's just more of the nonsense, more of the creating fear, more of keep your head on what you fear instead of what you desire, and it is a lot. And you do have to keep circling back and focus your energy. No matter how many times you catch yourself, pull it in, focus back, and think of what you want for your future. And it's not anything that they have to offer. Even though so many of us want to just go back to the days where we were just asleep and we could just live our lives in peace, that's not how it's going to be anymore. We have to see the truth. We have to see what's real. And just like I said, this is a mastering of your emotions. This is a mastering of your desires. And don't let the energy that wants to pull you down, don't let them hold you back. And just circle back, and just keep focusing on whatever it is you want. You want to have a great relationship. You want to live on a desert island. You want to own your own tea store. You want to, own your own crystal store. You want to have a ranch and, open it up to have people come there and live and build a community. And whatever it is that you see, stay in that vision. Don't let them interfere with that vision. Stay focused on that vision. Stay focused on the positive. Stay focused. And don't be hard on yourself if you keep getting pulled back, even if it's 100, 200 times a day that you have to keep reminding yourself. No, don't worry about that. Don't think about that. Don't fear that. Don't fear any of the shit that they are throwing at us. Stay focused on what you want. Stay focused on your desires, and keep working on controlling how you see things. Remember, this is destiny. We don't have control. We're just along for the ride. We're just higher self's puppet. We're just here playing out the part. So our self, our higher self, can experience this whole thing. But great things are going to happen. Great things are happening. And, this is just a lot to get through. But there's a significant reason why we have to go through it all. Why this all has to go away. Why it has to end. And why we have to heal. So anyways, I just wanted to come back and say something. But I can't get my head wrapped around any, relationship stuff and stuff to talk about today. I don't know. The energy just feels really weird. It feels very like this red devil walls. Like, it just feels like, I don't know. He probably was doing some kind of ceremony. He probably was conjuring up a lot of dark energy, and, we're under attack. There's no doubt about it. And we're in a spiritual war, and it's a war that has to do with information. So just be strong, and, just keep on keeping on. That's all we can do. Just keep on keeping on another day. So I'll talk to you later. Bye.